Hi, this is John with Cold Plunge Connection. In this video, I'm going to review 3 new tubs from Plunge, and I'm going to talk about how we can compare all 3 and which one will best suit your needs. So if you find this video helpful, please do like and subscribe. Also, if you find yourself excited about any of these 3 offerings from Plunge, I am an affiliate, and I would encourage you to use my affiliate code Richter for a discount. That code will be on the screen and also in the description below. If you would like to join my Facebook community where we talk about all things cold plunges from DIY to done for you, please join my Facebook community. Again, that link will be in the description below the video. So enjoy the review and let me know if you have any questions or comments. I'll be happy to answer those in the comment section below. So we're going to be talking about 3 different tubs today. We've got the Plunge Pop-Up, the Plunge Pod, and the Plunge Air. And I'm going to go over my thoughts after having a chance to use all 3 of these and give you some ideas about which one of these might be best for your purpose. So quick background about me. I got into the DIY cold plunge space in 2017, and I literally wrote the book on chest freezer cold plunges. And at some point in my evolution and my journey through helping all people with all things DIY in the cold plunge space, people started asking me about professionally made cold plunges. And I got to know Michael and Ryan, the owners of Plunge, and just chatting with them and talking with them, and really found out that these guys were, first of all, really good guys, but then second of all, they really knew their stuff when it came to designing cold plunges. All of the questions that I had, all of the concerns, they were addressed. And so I got a chance to get to know these guys and learn about their company and actually visit them on a couple of occasions over the last few years. And I became an affiliate for their company because, again, people were asking, what do you think about these cold plunges and which ones do you recommend? So Michael and Ryan with Plunge check off all the boxes. Great guys, great company, great product, and they're continuing to evolve what they offer. So thus the Evolve series chillers that will go with all 3 of these tanks we're going to talk about. So my background has been in the DIY space. I still support people in the DIY space. So I am an advocate for people getting into a cold water immersion practice. And I encourage people to find out, is DIY the right path for you? And if it's not, let's look at some options that will help you get into that practice on a regular basis. Because sometimes people look at the DIY and realize they just don't have the time or the inclination to go that route. And Plunge is an awesome company to go with if you're looking for something that is ready-made. And if you want to get into the practice in a way that's not too expensive, if you have more of a limited budget, this Evolve series allows you to do that, because the awesome thing that all 3 of these tubs have in common is that they will work with both of the new Evolve chillers that Plunge offers, the Standard and the Pro. I'm not going to go into details about those chillers in this review. There will be more time to do that at a later point, but just realize that there are some key differences between those 2 chillers, but both of them will work with all 3 of these particular tubs. I'm going to start with the first most simple tub. This tub, the Pop-Up, is made of PVC material. It's swimming pool grade PVC. On the inside, you have a nylon material on the outside, and there is a layer of insulation. This particular tub is going to be about 32 inches in diameter. So this is the tub that takes up the least amount of space. This is a great place to start because you do have a little bit of insulation. You can just throw ice into this and use it like that. It makes it really simple to get started. And then if you know you can commit to the practice, at that point, you can then buy one of the chillers to connect to this tub. The cool thing about this tub, and this is also true of the Air, so the Pop-Up and the Air both have a unique fitting that allows you to very easily connect the 2 new Plunge chillers to it. There are 2 unions on the bottom, one for the suction and one for the return. That's the in and the out. And that fitting also has a drain in it. So it's all one piece, which makes it really, really simple. It's a very eloquent, very efficient design. It comes with 6 PVC rods that insert into these slots. They're vertical on the walls, and then on the top you inflate this top piece, and that helps give it shape. And then it comes with a lid that's got an elastic band on it, so that keeps out dust and critters. So I found it very easy to get in and out of, and there's plenty of room inside with this diameter to do head dunks, whether you want to dunk backwards or forwards. I'm 5'10" and weigh 175, so if you're a little bit larger than that, I think they fit people in here as large as 6'7". Because the material is made of PVC on the inside, it is very easy to clean, and it's an enjoyable tub to use. Next in our lineup, we have the Plunge Air. This is a great tank to use if you need something that is portable, that you can move, that's lightweight, or if you have a room or an area or location that doesn't have a wide enough door to get in any of the other models. And if you're also looking for a setup that's larger than maybe the pop-up, the Plunge Air is 28 inches tall. It's 63 inches left to right, and it's 34 inches front to back. So this is a very spacious tub. The Plunge Air is made out of the same material that stand-up paddle boards are made from. So it's a drop stitch material, it's got a nylon base on the bottom, and it's a very durable material. So this thing has a manual pump that comes with it. You connect the valve to the stem, you inflate it, and then the lid is also inflatable. So this lid also comes with buckles. There are 2 buckles on each side. The lid is very lightweight and easy to move around. And because the lid is inflatable, it also offers a next level of insulation than just the basic single layer of materials. Just like the Plunge pop-up, the Plunge Air also has that same fitting for all of the plumbing. So you've got one piece that actually has the intake and the return, the in and the out on the inside, and then the connections hook up on the outside, and there's also a drain that you can hook up a standard garden hose to. So that is common with the Plunge pop-up and the Plunge Air. They have the same kind of connections, and they have 2 tubes. There's only 2 tubes that's super easy to connect the Plunge chiller to once you decide to upgrade to those chillers. When you're ready to connect the chiller, it's super easy. Just to show you how easily those go on, I'm going to actually do this with one hand. So all you have to do is just get them lined up, and you can start turning that union with one hand, and it will go on. This is incredibly impressive how easy this all goes together. So you would do that for both tubes that connect to the chiller. So to show you what this fitting looks like on the inside, we have the intake, and then there's the return. The intake has a built-in screen on it, so this acts as another pre-filter to keep out hair and large debris, and then the water coming back into the tub comes out here. The other thing that I really like about the Plunge Air is that it has a reclined back on it, so on one side. So if you want to really get in there and you got the option, right? You can do the reclined, or you can do the upright position in here. There is a lot of room in this tank. You could probably fit 3 people easily in this tub, 2 people very easily. I've had plunges with friends in there. We've got in, we face each other and sit on the opposite sides, and that's just a lot of fun to do when you're having just, a cold plunge party over. This is a very roomy tub. Anything you want to do in here in terms of head dunking, you can go forwards, you can go backwards. That is very easily done with this tub. The only suggestion that I would have for this tub, it does take a little bit of finesse to get the lid positioned correctly. I did find that this one is a little more likely to get debris inside if I'm not careful about making sure the lid is positioned carefully. For long-term use, if you are going to use this, realize that it just depends on your climate and the temperature and what your elevation is. There's some physics that goes into this, but I found you can easily get 2 months out of this. Maybe 6 to 8 weeks before you need to add some air to it. So if you're okay with adding air to this on a regular basis as needed, this is going to be an excellent option for you in terms of the price points. So let's talk about the Plunge Pod. This is the newest offering as of this video from Plunge. Because of the weight and size of the pod and the fact that it doesn't break down like the Air or the pop-up, it does come with white glove delivery. They will take it off the truck, unbox it for you, and bring it and place it exactly where you need it to go. One of the things that I like most about this one is that it is extremely well insulated. This will be the most efficient because it has the best insulation out of all 3 of these. So in terms of the space that it takes up, you've got 30 inches front to back. You've got about 44 inches left to right across the top. This is the tallest of all three options at 34 inches. You might need to get a step if you're a shorter person to make it more easy to get in and out of this. Otherwise, if you just sit on the edge of the tub, it's pretty easy to swing your feet and get in and out of. There is plenty of room inside of this tub to sit upright. I found it easy to do head dunks both going forwards and backwards. So this one also has the reclined side, which is great. It does have a little seat built into it that's a few inches higher than the deeper floor area, and you can just find what's comfortable for you. Sometimes I like to sit in the deeper floor area with the more upright back. Sometimes I like to sit in the part that's a little more elevated on the seat. Let's talk about the lid. Two of the things that I really love about this lid. First of all, it's got a very good fit on it. If you look closely around the edges where it actually fits into the main body of the tub, it is a very good fit, and this does a great job of keeping out dust and critters. So you can tell that it's got a little bit of wiggle in here, just enough to allow you to take the lid off. There are some recessed pieces here on both sides that you can see for the handles to lift it. And here's the other cool thing about the lid. When you remove this lid, what's missing when you take the lid off? What's missing is all the condensation that happens on so many other Plunge lids. So because of the contoured shape on here, the way it's designed, condensation doesn't form on this lid. At least I haven't experienced that. Because of the really solid insulation in here, this is a very durable lid, and it is a little more heavy than the other options. The connections on this one are going to be a little bit different. It still works with both the standard and the Pro Evolve chillers, but you've got a separate intake and a return on this one. They're actually in two different pieces on the back of the tub. There's actually a fitting on the return line that you can direct. So you can change where you want that return circulation to go, where you want the return flow to go. Because the Plunge pod has larger fittings on the inside, it will have the best circulation out of all three of the options. This will help keep your water cleaner for longer, and for those who like moving water while they're plunging, this is going to be a great option. As far as cleaning, they're all pretty easy to clean. I didn't have any issues with cleaning the tanks. You do want to do that as part of regular maintenance. Otherwise, algae can start to bloom on the walls. If you start feeling the walls to be slippery or slick, it's time to clean them. This one works well with a plastic bristled brush. So which one is best for you? Again, if you're just starting out and you kind of want a proof of concept and you're not really sure which one to pick or where to go, or if you're going to commit to a practice, get the Plunge pop-up. If you commit to the practice and go, yeah, I want something, and I want something large, maybe with two people to fit in, I would consider the Plunge Air. Or if it's in your budget, if you're looking for a larger tank and you have more in your budget, look at the traditional standard tub that's made out of acrylic. Since like 2021, I've been able to use those tubs from Plunge, and they are still an amazing tub. So that's also the aesthetics consideration, right? So if you're looking for something that is more fitting possibly into your aesthetics and how you want your Plunge location or your setup to work, definitely the acrylic tub would be something to consider, as well as the Plunge pod. So if you want something that's got a little bit more of an elegant look than just an inflatable or a pop-up, the Plunge pod is definitely the way to go. And these actually do come in two different colors. White, which is what I have, and they've also got a granite option, which is the gray. Out of all three of these models, the Plunge pod is probably my favorite, simply because I just love the way the lid fits, and it was the least amount of maintenance for me. So in terms of cleaning this, I found this very fast and easy to clean. The Plunge Air, it takes more cleaning simply because it's a much larger tub, and I find the drop stitch material, you can still clean it easily, but it does take a little more scrubbing to clean it than just this very nice polyethylene material that the Plunge pod is made from. I also love the fact that the insulation on here is very well done, so that gives me more efficiency with my chiller, and I like efficiency. It's not going to be a gigantic amount of difference per day in terms of the cost to operate. For me personally, having a tub that is more solid, the other two there's going to be a little bit of movement in there. I mean, the Plunge pop-up, of course, is going to have the most amount of movement just because of how it's made. The Plunge Air, if you've got that thing inflated very well, there's not really much movement at all. There's a little bit. But I just like how solid this feels. Of course, I'm accustomed to using the original acrylic tubs, which have a very solid feel to it. So ultimately for you, it's going to get down, as it does with everything else, to what is your budget, what are your preferences, and the other great thing about this Plunge line, again, is that you can start with a lower budget, entry level, and you can evolve that with your tanks as your practice grows and as your preferences change and evolve. So let me know if you have any questions. Please do like and subscribe to the channel, and happy cold plunging.